Hello everyone, and welcome back to Art Block, your one-stop shop for any artistic tip, trick, or anything you need to help get you through your troubling art times. I will make that work one of these days. We're still going to be testing this out for the next couple months, so get used to it. But my guest today is my good friend, Raphael Alfons.
Hello.
I'm super happy to have you here today, because one, I've always loved your art. You have such a very bubbly... I just want to hug everything you draw. I don't know how to express it any other way.
Thank you so much, and thanks for having me.
No, of course. I wanted to. I wanted to hear a little bit about you have such a bubbly art style that I love so much every time I look at it. I wanted to hear about how did you get started with art in the first place, and what led you to the super cutesy art style you have now.
Oh well, when I got started, when I first got started, I was in high school, but I quit almost immediately once improving got any sort of difficult, because I got started just drawing frames from anime like a lot of kids. I was an anime kid, so that kind of just happened, and eventually I just gave up on it once getting better got kind of hard. But then I'm pretty sure you already know about this, but when I started watching a Dungeons and Dragons campaign called The Unexpectables, they did their art streams, and they were showing off all the fan art. And I got inspired because it was such a fun community, and I decided, oh, I wanted to try drawing something, and I immediately hated it. And then I saw it, and I kept trying to kept redoing it until I thought something was passable before I posted it. So it took a while.
I remember
uh,
those days of doing Unexpectables art. I think I might have told you this, but I don't know if I did. But you were, in terms of anything I've ever done as an artist, you're the first person I ever collaborated with.
oh yeah, you told me about that when you messaged me. That was so much fun. I love the Unexpectable so much. I really need to catch back up on it. I got behind in campaign 2, and now it's hard to catch back up.
It's such a an effort to get back into it. Because I remember when it was going strong and we were really into it. I felt like I was just pumping art out left and right with all that. I don't know, how did you feel with all that? Because I remember you always had something, when the art shares would come up, you always had a piece, and you always had something that looked good. What from the Unexpectables do you think inspires you the most?
Honestly, I love the characters. Even ever since before, I've always loved the characters. I love the designs, and like the entire community was there. And everyone was very supportive. It kept uh inspiring me to do better, just because seeing everyone else's uh art pieces, and seeing how everyone in the community is always so supportive of everything. It keeps that like that push to keep going forward that I didn't really have growing up. That you have supportive family members, or things like that, they say, oh, this is nice, but there's always that feeling that they're just saying it to be nice. But then when you have other people also working on art, and they're helping you improve, giving you advice, it really gives you that motivation that kept pushing me forward. That kind of like that. I'm not sure if I'm explaining it very well.
No, it makes sense. It's it's like getting to talk to somebody on a peer level, or somebody who understands a bit more what you're doing, and it's oh, I like what you did with the colors there, or I like your line work. I get where you're coming from.
In terms of my actual art style, I think my biggest inspirations were Dragon Ball, OG Dragon Ball, the really when Goku was still fluffy.
The prime Goku, as it were.
Yeah, Prime Goku, and Lilo and Stitch. I love the soft rounded art styles. It's okay, I want something like that.
It really shows with yours. I think I probably described it as well as I really could, but it's I just, every time you draw something, I want to hug it. It's just so friend shaped. You have It was something I used to love whenever we would like when we did those Unexpectables pieces together. Like, I used to like try to soften my art style up because I wanted to do a little bit more of what you did, and even beyond your line art, like your way with colors is like, I love the softer color palettes you go for.
Yeah, what I want to get better at right now is color theory, because right now I'm basically like just throwing whatever I can throw at the canvas and see what's works for color. But right now I want to get better at like picking out the shades and colors, like doing it, I don't know, better, like trying to like do more that looks nice on purpose. That makes sense.
I I understand what you're saying. I don't understand color theory even a little bit. It's like when I see what you do with your colors, it's like, all right, I need to figure out how you're doing that because it looks nice.
Trial and error every time. It's just like it's literally just throwing you on the wall. Does that look okay? It's just like just mashing the keyboard. Do I change the hue? What do I do?
Oh my god, just you know what? That actually that like leads into a fun little question I have. What do you draw through? Like what's your program of choice?
Oh, I use Clip Studio. I have the 1.0. I think I forgot what it's called. The 1.0, the one that before they changed into the subscription model. Yeah, so like that's what I use for drawing and also for creating my animatics.
Oh, I love your animatics, by the way. We that's another thing I want to jump into once there's a few key points to cover with you, my friend. You've been somebody on my list to ask to do this for a while. I've wanted to sit down and talk with you like for an art block episode because I've always been, and even just hearing you say you want to improve with color theory and like being able to do more on purpose, I think it really shows how much of like a good eye you have for it, and just like it's just something about the way colors work in your brain just must click right, and it's really interesting. Like, was doing stuff in art like this where you like always wanted to go in life, or was this something you kind of fell into by accident?
Something I kind of just fell into. Personally, like I don't think I'd want art to be my full-time job, just because what you're saying, like dealing with burnout. I would very much burn out very quickly if this became my full-time job. Like during the lockdown, that kind of ended up being my full-time job for a bit. I was doing commissions full-time because school was canceled because I was still in college at that point. Eventually, like they decided, oh, you guys are just graduating already, but they hadn't released our diplomas or our transcripts. So I was just for like a year, I couldn't apply for jobs because I didn't have my diploma or my transcript. So there wasn't much I could do, and I was just doing commissions full time. And then that's when I realized, oh, I feel burnt out just like doing this every day. Like I love doing commissions. I love doing art for people, and like I'm very lucky that I was able to like have a group of people that love my art so much that they pay me to draw it. Like that's something like as a kid, if you told me that, I would not have believed you.
It's a crazy thought to think about, like from doing like little doodles in math class to like scribbling in the margins on my homework and getting in trouble for it to people give us money for this sometimes.
I joked with my dad because he told when I was a kid, he got mad because I wasn't getting very good grades in chemistry because chemistry was my worst subject. He said, "How come you can memorize all the names of all these Pokemon, but you can't do this for chemistry?" And I was like, "But now I'm grown and I know now I've made more money because of Pokemon than I ever had because of chemistry. So I made the right call."
It's gonna be a thing like with the newer generation having it flip, where it's gonna be that same conversation but in reverse. Like, how come you can remember all these periodic tables but you can't name the original 151? We're gonna enter that nice little like swap out. I feel old again, but Burnout. I want to jump onto that real quick, and I really just want to ask, what do you do when it hits you? Like, when you feel it set in, or you feel like you've had enough. Like, what do you do to help yourself in that situation, even if it's not necessarily recover from it?
Oh, that I wish I knew that. Normally I don't really know what I do because like it when I'm feeling it, I the most I can do is just like take a break, like try and uh watch watch a lot of animated shows. Honestly, like once I watch and then like I see them, I feel like like inspired to like keep going on because like that like if I see it and then it's like see a show I like and I wanna I wanna draw fan art for this character, like it's something like that. But honestly for Burnout mostly it's just like having to step back and take a break for a bit, and it's been hitting me a lot more recently just because like I have to balance between work and doing art, and my work is software engineering stuff. So like mine like by if I'm doing a lot of stuff by the end of the day, I'm very mentally exhausted. So I like even if I want to do art, like my mind can't go much further.
Yeah, everybody has like a breaking point, so it's like you can only expect so much out of you with like everything that you do.
Yeah, like honestly, like I haven't been doing art as much as I've wanted to recently, especially now, because like I'm sure if anyone follows my Twitter, it like it used to be going from like I make art every week or every couple days to like every other week now, because that's just because like work gets busy, unfortunately.
Nah, that's how it'd be. Like, it's not so much a lack of not wanting to do anything. It's just sometimes you just can't.
Yeah, like I don't have enough mental energy by the end of the day.
You seem like you got a pretty good like head on. Like at the very least, like if you feel it's starting to set in, you take some little like as preemptive measures. Like, all right, take this break now before this like actually gets to something bad. And
Yeah, like I have personally, I haven't felt like I know some people like they get burnt out super bad and they don't do art for like a long time after that. That hasn't happened to me yet. Like fortunately, like I haven't like hit the super bad burnout yet.
well, I hope you don't actually ever hit it. I hope you can just like stay chill. Like
Yeah, like oh, uh when doing like something like a big project like animatics, like that one you have to like know how to pace yourself because like for those like that's something you're dumping a lot of time and effort into. So so like it's very important, like oh you have to really pace yourself out with this, or else you will definitely get burned out and stop it midway.
yeah, I've felt that hit before. Like what just if there are people here who aren't familiar, what animatics have you done? Like what are some of your favorite ones to work on?
I made some animatics for the Unexpectables, of course, for their Dungeons and Dragons campaign. Though those are definitely the most popular on my YouTube. The I've done some for Deltarune just because like I love Deltarune, like that those games like just they hit my sense of humor so hard. Like oh, I love them so much. And my most recent one, I made one for Team Rocket for Pokemon.
Oh.
Okay. But I think my favorite to work on was the one of my Deltarune animatics. I got the audio from SpongeBob the musical. The song BFF. Like that one's the one I keep going back to. Is like this turned out really well. I'm really happy how it turned out.
We'll make sure to add a thing for it in like the description here too, so everybody can find all your stuff after this.
Oh, thank you. And like yeah, because like that one I finished all the line art for that one, and then I just like I can still keep going, and then I ended up doing the full color and making backgrounds for it. It's yeah, like I was super inspired. Like, okay, I could do this. I could keep going. I could keep making this better, and then it just kept happening.
You just went like full ham into it.
Yeah.
What even inspired you to start doing animatics too? Like, was it just something that you just wanted to do, or?
Well, I've always loved musicals, so like and I think it was like seeing a lot of people like post their animatics on YouTube, because like it was like around like 20 like 2019, like there were a bunch of like, at the time there were a bunch of like new animatics coming out for a ton of musicals. I think that's around the time when the Beetlejuice the musical came out. Okay, if it's not when it came out, it's when I found out that they existed, because like I loved that, and like I think the first one I ever made was Beetlejuice for the Unexpectables, like the song That Beautiful Sound, and at the time like I didn't even think to make the animatic in the TV size format. It's just in a like a 1x1 box one, and I didn't have Clip Studio I didn't have I forgot if it was Pro or EX was the one that had the animation enabled, but I didn't have that, so I just like at the time I just like exported all of the frames individually and just pasted them together in Vegas Pro.
Damn, you did it the old school way.
Yeah, like it is not good. I don't recommend it. It's not great. But like I still like I learned a lot. I learned a lot from that. Eventually, like I like that the first one I ever made was one of the only videos I made. Like, I don't want to come back to that. Like, no, please don't make me watch that. Like some of the others, like the other video, a lot of my other older videos, I can still look like, okay, that was fun. I can do this better now, but I don't like. But like, I still like it for what it is. And then like that one's like, no, I don't want it. Don't make me.
Don't make me look at it, please. Just put it over there. Put a blanket on it. I have like one piece of Unexpectables art that I'm exactly like that with. I had drawn Panic's mom at one point, but I was trying foreshortening for the first time, and I covered up too much of it, so it just looks like she has one giant hand. And I can look back at a lot of old stuff I've done, but that one piece is always like, I don't want to see it no
more. Foreshortening and perspectives also something I really want to get better at now. Like the more my I like where my art style is right now. I think like it's settled into something like I'd be happy with, as like that this is like the style I'm at. But like I want to get better at foreshortening and perspective, like that in backgrounds. like the more I improve, the more I realize, oh, I want to get better at this kind of thing.
I guess that's how it works. I've been experiencing the same thing. It's like you just kind of learn these things incrementally. Like when you decide, all right, I need this now. It's like you learn as you go, and it's always I can't wait to see what like you pick up and learn more of, because I'm like I loved working with you, dude. It was so much fun. Like,
yeah, it was. Let me know if you ever want to do another collab again.
I was just about to say the exact same thing to you. Like we need to do something.
Yeah, I'm always bad at like reaching out to people for a collab, because like when I hit a wall, my first instinct is, no, I gotta do this myself, or else I fail. Just do it, figure it out.
I mean, you're good at pushing through it, but sometimes it's fun. Like if you got somebody there, it's like, all right, I'll take the left side, you take the right. We'll figure it out. But no, I think that honestly, I think that's also not a bad tip for like just anybody in general with art too. It's like you can push through as much of it as you can by yourself, but it never hurts to get a second pair of eyes to look at something. That being said, my friend, I cannot thank you enough for coming here and just like shooting a little bit of the shit with me on some art stuff and just talking.
Yep.
Do you have anything new you're working on? Anything you want to tell anybody about, or anything special you just want to tell the world?
Oh man, I just finished I just finished a new animatic. So right now I'm very tired. So I don't think I have anything planned up for the future right now. Um, but like if anyone wants, just like hit me up if you wanna keep track of the stuff I'm working on. Just follow me on Twitter and Tumblr and my YouTube channel if you want to see any stuff I'm working on.
We'll make sure to put it all down in the video, and of course, like, you know, you're my bud. I always make sure to shout out any little chance I get for you. So you always have a
Thank
home on
you.
file, Phantasma.
Oh, thanks.
As of now, everybody, this has been another episode of Art Block. I release these at the end of the month. I look forward to the next guest I have coming up soon. Check out a lot of my older ones. I appreciate the hell out of everybody who has given me a little bit of time to talk. So I want to make sure that love is given back to them as much as I can. But until then, I am Kayble Provider. This has been Art Block, and
bye.
Bye.
This thing turns on a dime, and it kind of rattles you around a little bit.
Oh god.
And upon activating the thrusters, it goes instantly. You can tell very quickly that this thing was designed primarily for orbit combat.